MuscleBuildingShop.com presents How to Build Big Biceps. The guns, the pythons, thunder and lightning, the Rottweilers. There is no other muscle group that has earned more nicknames than a bulging set of biceps. Bulging biceps. Every guy wants them. Let's examine some of the most common problems with bicep training before looking at a step-by-step program to take your bicep peak to new heights. If doing 4 sets is better than 3 sets, why don't you just do 10 sets? Even better, why don't you just train them all day? It's been said before, but it obviously needs to be said again. Less is often more, especially if you're not gifted with muscle-friendly genes. Your goal of each weight training workout should be simply to outdo your last workout. Once you achieve this with an extra pound or a few extra reps, then it's time to move on to the next exercise. It's not time to torture the muscle for another hour. This is a hard concept for many skinny guys to grasp because they're fixated on the instant gratification of making the biceps look big during the workout and not what they look like when they leave the gym, which leads us to our next problem. The truth is that if you train your biceps long enough, even if the weights are not extremely heavy, you can achieve a fairly decent pump that can turn a few heads while in the gym. This attention and perception that you are doing something beneficial is deceiving. Yes, there is something to say about keeping blood in the muscles as long as possible, but if the workout is done with weights that do not overload your muscles and emphasize an increase in strength, your biceps will quickly deflate back to normal with no true muscle growth. Some of the biggest guys rarely even train their arms. What they do, though, is put a strong emphasis around increasing their chest, back, and shoulder strength. If you simply focus on increasing the weights on your rows, pull-ups, and chin-ups, rest assured that your biceps will come along for the ride and grow proportionally. However, if you're always blasting and smoking your biceps, they'll always be fatigued when you train your back muscles, and you are only as strong as your weakest link. This is another reason to take a lower volume approach to arm training. Every pro bodybuilder will put their money on 2 of the simplest exercises for building huge biceps: barbell curls and dumbbell curls. According to the pros, these 2 exercises have built more huge guns than any other exercise in the world. These simple exercises are a safe foundation to build a program around, but let's also remember that pro bodybuilders using steroids are going to have a strong response to practically any exercise they do. You'll have no problem using these 2 exercises under one condition. You are getting stronger from week to week. As long as you are increasing the weights and reps relative to perfect form, then your arms should continue growing. Depending upon your height and body weight, aim to build your barbell curls up to about 110 pounds for a few slow-speed sets, and your dumbbell curls up to 50 pounds for a few slow-speed sets that involve 0 rocking and swaying. Once you build your barbell curls up to 110 pounds, you'll be ready to try different angles on the bar. You'll have to drop your weights a bit maybe, but stick with these 2 variations until you build back up to 110 pounds. Stress the outer portion of the bis by placing your elbows outwards and using a super close grip. Stress the inner portion of the bis by taking a super wide grip on the bar and digging your elbows into your sides, and don't let them move. To stress the brachialis and brachioradialis muscles, the muscles connecting at the inner elbow, stick to good old-fashioned hammer curls and reverse curls. Don't underestimate these 2 exercises in the slightest. Many weight trainees do not fully grasp the concept of isolating and actually training a muscle. They do not know how to make the muscle work in fatigue. Instead, you see a lot of swinging, momentum, and sloppy lifting used to move the weight from every part of the body except the one they're actually trying to train. The biceps have a very strong response to constant tension, which means you should never give them a chance to breathe. Keep the bar constantly moving without pausing at the top or bottom. Focus on squeezing the heck out of the bar and never let your biceps relax until the set is over. Your goal is to prevent any oxygen from getting into the muscle, which creates a spike with your anabolic hormones to promote muscle growth. Resort to a slower tempo to get the job done. To learn more from the author of the web's #1 fitness training program, go right now to MuscleBuildingShop.com and get a free lifetime membership while the offer lasts.